How we all doing? We are so back. Programmer man, welcome on in. Before dawn, chokes on bananas. Daniel, how does everything look? How does everything sound? Because I will say, there might have been like a couple of tweaks that I don't know if they're going to be noticed or not. Hear me just fine. Okay, good. You don't have one of those things? What things? Also, Dune with the 85 stream streak. So, I will say, I didn't stream yesterday. Not that it was probably a big deal, but the last 2 days have been working on getting a switch from laptop to actual computer. And right now, I'm on an actual computer for the first time ever since I've streamed. Ever. I've always streamed on a laptop. And honestly, I have everything's so much better. This guy was on a laptop before? Yeah. The entire time I've been on a laptop. I'm not going to lie. That laptop has been like absolutely chugga choo-chooing. I don't know how it made it through, especially when we started doing YouTube testing. It had to literally stream Twitch and then restream that onto YouTube at the same time. That's a lot of stuff for one single laptop to do. There was a couple of times where I think stream broke for like a minute and then booted back up, but it was not meant for that. Hood Killer, welcome on in, by the way. How you doing? But yeah, it's just, yeah, I wasn't meant to be using a laptop, and now we're not. And I will also say, and this is something I'm going to have to watch back for later, in, I guess, the VOD. First of all, I want to know, you weren't running it? I don't know what RGB is. Also, Blaze it, welcome on in. Third, true, basically. Dude. Yeah, what was I going to say? I don't even know 100%, but regardless, the difference that I have right now in a capabilities that I feel like I can love their RGB. Oh, is that just a brand? Because I actually feel like I know what brand that is, but no, it wasn't. Red, green, blue, dude. Just the flashing lights. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't really know why that's like a big thing, is the lights. Also, Daniel, hello. Not a brand, just saying colors. I am uncultured. This is how you know. This is how you know I'm uncultured. Now, I want to know, and this might be something y'all don't pick up on. I'm going to have to probably go back in the VOD. But my voice, I feel like my mic sounds a little bit different in a better way. Hopefully I'm not putting that in your head and giving you guys some sort of bias. Is it worth building a rank 1 UL tank and rank 2 Shadow Dust Noir both for UL? You don't run UL because you can't with the degeneracy. If you ever decide to run in UL, Katie, first of all, how you doing, Katie? But especially the Dust Noir is sick. Like, the Dust Noir, I would build on the spot. I'm not even gonna lie. I would build that. The tank, I think it's worth building, but I will say this. I actually myself have a rank 1, and I was considering waiting until I get a CMP winning tank. I was considering waiting for just a little bit higher attack than a rank 1. Not saying you have a rank 1, you have a rank 1. Build it, probably. But I'm being a little bit picky since it's a big investment. It's just a big investment. You can more than get away with a rank 1 tank in Ultra League. I will say. But yeah, again, I'll check back myself after the stream, but I think my voice should sound a little bit different. My mic should sound a little bit different. I don't know who might be able to know or not know that. You have like, 1500 XLs. Yeah, like, same. JP, welcome on in, my dude. How are you? We're back. My mic should be a little bit better. I have an actual non-laptop to stream on for the first time. We're so back and better than ever. Feedback hub. Hopefully you guys can just hear that boop. Why am I getting a boop? Feedback hub. Microsoft would love your perspective. I don't care. Turn off all notifications for feedback hub, dude. This is what happens when you're on a new device. They just spam you with crap. Been good. I've been pretty good. I've been busy. I've been stressed, but in a good way, because I've been doing a lot to work on. Volt, it is good to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Good evening to you, my sir. You have a rank 3 Kingdra in UL? You know, I'm not gonna lie, Katie. I got you beat, I think. I was typing in Katie. I meant to type in the thing Katie said. Kingdra. That thing. This thing. Something was deleted by a moderator. What was that? Ah! Who got deleted? Resource relapse. Welcome on in. How the new device has you feeling? Well, I guess you weren't allowed to post a YouTube link. And honestly, I'm not necessarily against you, but it's probably for the best that we have it standard, just because yeah, that could get out of hand, but surely it was hilarious. You like the gift I sent? Dude, Hood Killer, you think I know what gift I sent you? I'm not gonna lie, I don't. But I appreciate that you liked it. I did see Programmer Man's gift because he even told me, he sent me a Psyduck floaty sticker one, and I saved it. I did save that. But the meme would have hit. I'm sure it would have. I have that one, and then I have this one for like Shadow. Anyways, dude, I have so many good Kingdra. Like, my Kingdra collection is sick. Anyways, coming back. So it sounds like you're maybe starting to pick things up a little bit. That's good to hear, Volt. But, you know, a little bit at a time, and it's good to see you back, man. So, but because of how, okay, we're going to just, like, get the, out of all the difficulties that I thought I could have today, it was not the mirroring. All right, we're good. I did not play a single game yesterday. Sue me, I didn't. But that's because I've been working on, when you switch from a laptop to a desktop, you can think of that if any of you are streamers, or can think about the idea of being a streamer. I have OBS. I have a million files that OBS is saying, hey, that is what this source goes to, and this is what this source is with. Like, every single one of those files had to be transferred. Every single app that I use had to be re-downloaded and reconfigured and reset up. The microphone had to be reset up. Every single thing. I have spent 2 days straight setting things up. And that means I have not had any time for the gibbles, the GBLs. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, it's just been a couple of, like, somewhat stressful, a lot of stuff going on days, but for the best. Because now, I'm good for the long term. I don't have to deal with just running everything on a laptop. And I think, I can't tell right now because I'm streaming, but when I look at the VOD, I'm pretty sure I sound better. But we'll see. No, the relogging wasn't a big issue because, like, you can go into a profile when it comes to something like Gmail, but it is when it comes to apps. I had to re-download every app and re-log into those. So yeah, quality better. That's good to know. That's good to hear. I'm still going to have to hear for myself before I just go and believe everyone. But when I did some testing, it sounded a lot better, and I wasn't expecting that. More frequently, Volt, as much as you feel is good for you. But it is good to see ya. Alright. So, I am so late to the party when it comes to Competitors Cup, and I'm aware. But, even though I have no idea what's been going on in the meta for the most part in the last couple of days, I am going to utilize the team that I had built before any Weather Cup stuff started. On the TV across the room, and I sound fine. With reasonable volume. Okay. Good. That's good. Also, appreciate that I'm on the big screen. That's sick. Okay. This is a different team. This is the original team. It's kind of a weird team. But guess what? This looks fun. Right? Okay. Pretty, still, it's a TV. Might not be the biggest TV, but it's bigger than a laptop. Also, because I'm not on a laptop, fun fact, my, whoa, we have Shark! Shark on the YouTube side, holy! How you doing, Shark? There's nothing to fear, you are here? Holy crap. So, because before I was always streaming on a laptop, now, my monitor no longer has the constraints of a laptop. It's like, holy crap, there's a whole computer. So now instead of like, so I had this size monitor, and it was only utilizing this because it was a laptop. Now it's here. And now I see so much more. I have to like, it's crazy. Accent is running aerially sand slash. I did see that, Shark. You were the first. Don't let him take that away from you. All right, everyone, let's just kind of get into some stuff. I'm ready to see if whatever my brain was thinking 2 days ago has any amount of usefulness. You can get the whole monitor? Okay, programmer man, you know, I didn't know that for 6 months, but you're saying that now? I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Counter Cuando Blaziken. No sé. ¿Dónde? Pero. Oh, I could build one, though. JP, I can actually build one. No, it wasn't a problem. I've always, since the day I started streaming, made this crap work. Okay. It's no longer an issue. We're on a non-laptop. And not only this, but my graphics are actually, like, good. And it's not, like, I'm saying that. I'm looking at myself right now. I'm looking at the screen. Every single thing I'm looking at, it is like I'm in a movie in comparison to what I was looking at before. Anyways, let's get to it. This team oh, I need volume. Hold. I need volume. That's the last step, and then we're ready to go. There we go. No? Okay, we're going to scroll. This is going to work. Surely. There we go. But yeah, we're running a team that is not necessarily, probably, likely going to be the team that y'all want to run. But, screw it. Let's get into it anyways. I also noticed everybody runs Sand Slash. I guess I was correct about that. Okay. Neutral lead, but we'll get out anyways. They don't know what to do for a sec. They have never seen a Tauros a day in their life. So they paused. I'll read that in a sec. Okay. This could be an energy ball. Lots of looty. Good to know. Why? Why would you ever bait? Honestly, I don't think that's a good bait, but whatever. If they even baiting, did they build up or am I like bad? Maybe they didn't build up. Maybe I'm just bad. Okay. But we do get Switch. I don't know how much that matters. Maybe I just haven't played in a day and I need to, like, lock in. Uh-oh. I should not have done what I just did. Whatever I just did was the wrong dialogue option. Dude, am I about to lose to a Quillfish? I CMP'd a Quillfish. I won CMP versus a Quillfish. I'm doing something. Actually, that was kind of nice. We'll see. I'm ice punching for the dominance of this. They need a shield no matter what. This will hurt. They Aqua Tail? Why would they settle for an Aqua Tail? Don't I just win? Not at the games. This game sucks, dude. Are you kidding? I come back after a whole day of absence to this crap? How am I higher elo than you and I'm tanking? Don't worry about it, Shark. You'll get there. That's a win, by the way. That's just straight up a win. I pressed Trailblaze and the game said no. Why don't you do a freaking fast move, you idiot? Can they fix that? Because that's been a consistent issue. Hyperfang Bibarel is also doing really well in this cup. I guess it would do well against the Sand Slash that are on, but also welcome on it. It would do well against Sand Slash that are on Shadow Claw. Is my mic off? Okay, working. Explain off. Off as in, like, better, worse. Because I thought it was going to be better today. You probably came in here after I... Oh, also, working... No, in my opinion, they only won because of game issue. I did not lose to a Quillfish. Sounds kind of muffled. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Muffled doesn't sound good. Run Licky Jump Up? Wrong cup. Like, oh! Is it picking up my AirPods? Because that would be horrendous. No, it's not. It's going through my mic. Sounds good to you. Whenever I get louder, it sounds muffled. Okay, so we're going to have to look into that. But no, it's not going in through my AirPods. My AirPods are just how I listen. I got a mic. I was playing... I sound crispier. This is so back and forth. I'm so confused. You're talking about a whole different meta, though. Non-shadow is good with powder snow, you think? Oh, I don't think in this meta you want powder snow. Just because there's so many waters. In Gelatin. Anyways, we're going to just play the next game. That's a win, by the way. Honestly, not making anyone do this, but if anybody has a very quick way to clip the end of that game, I wouldn't mind. If not, I'm probably going to go in and clip that later, because that's the type of thing that needs to be sent to the devs. Because what I did there was I did one fast move, I comboed. Like, we might watch it back in a sec just for fun. You're on it? Okay, sounds good, working. Sounds good. And then I pressed my Trailblaze, and instead of getting my Trailblaze, it did a fast move. And then I died. So that was cool. But that should have always been a win. Like, there's no win con for my opponent there. Other than me getting overtapped. Good thing we're already legend. Good thing I don't care. But still. Sucks. Really? Are they on surf? They're not. Ow. That still hurts, dude. That still freaking hurts. Oh. I have made the... Oh! This is maybe the worst dialogue option I could have made. But we'll see. I have to Gyarados, though. Wait, no, this isn't bad. I store my move. I hopefully farm down after this. That does nothing. Ow. I could have done one more. Was that a CMP? Did he fall for a little Trainer. Trainer, what were you afraid of? Me knocking you out? I didn't knock you out. Well, now I think I win. Yeah. They should have done 2 earlier. That should be 5 more. They should be at 7. Hypothetically. I think they need to start going for a bait, but I don't think I need a shield. Yeah. I mean, dude, you shouldn't have done that. You should not have done that. Yeah. And at this point, we just combo. Is Aqua from Taurus good for PvP? Kinda. At times, maybe. Oh. How were they able to get out? That was only 3 moves. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I just undercharged this. Okay. Oh, I'm bad! Hold up! I'm bad! I should have just knocked out! That was my... I guarantee the win by knocking out! I lose! I'm bad! Hold! I'm bad! Uh-oh. I'm literally bad. Okay, that one's on me. Because all I had to do was knock out, and he's never getting to 2 moves. I overthought that for no reason. He weather balls. It's enough. Fair enough. That's just a throw. Dude, this is why you don't take a day off. You take a single day off in this game, and now you turn into trash. That was terrible. Because literally all I had to do was knock out. They were never going to get to 2 moves. Like, getting myself to simul, good. Because I don't want them to get a farm down. But also, genuinely, how did they get out after 3 moves? Genuinely. I'm trying to understand how the clock allowed them to get out. Told me to take the rest of the season off. Just have fun with the season. Just don't take it too seriously. Undercharging? Well, the undercharge that I did was fine. Because what I don't want to have happen is for them to come in and get an Ember down. Because then I lose. But, because I didn't have energy on Gyarados. But, what I needed to do there was simul KO. What I will say, where I'm confused is how they were able to get out after 3 charge moves after we both swapped. So they swapped from Mantine, I swapped from Sandslash. We both went into K9 and Gyarados respectively. We did 3 charge moves. Usually after 3 charge moves, there's like about 5-second period that takes to get out after that, or so. It's not like there was a lot of fast moves being thrown. So that's where my brain doesn't really understand how they were able to get out. But they did. So my ability to understand the clock was just apparently terrible. But genuinely, I'm confused. Okay, working did get us this clip. So we're going to watch this together. Also, Jensen, welcome on in. It is good to see you. Good to see you back. We're about to go into this mode. Hold. We're in the void. But just for a second. Okay. Well, hold. Let me just go into this. Okay, are we good? Yeah. So we're going to watch this back. This is game number 1. So what you guys are going to see here is I'm going to do one single move, one single Shadow Claw, and then combo. So that way they're in the middle of a Poison Sting. And you can see it. I do exactly that. I combo 1, and then I tap my Trailblaze, and it doesn't go off. Watch it again. I'm tapping it. I'm tapping it. It's just not going off. I'm zoomed in. Why is it zoomed in? Is that better? Is that worse? Why? Dog, it's so zoomed in. Hold. Why is this so stupid? I don't know why it's like ultra stupid right now, but whatever. What I guess I'll do is just kind of like that, just for now. Okay. Just watch it back. We throw our move. You're going to see me do one Shadow Claw, dip, Trailblaze. I tap it. It doesn't go off. One. I tap it. Watch as I go in. Immediate tap. Immediate tap. Immediate tap. It doesn't go off. So that's how we lost that last game. There we go. Was that a bug or is that how this cup is designed? Was what a... Oh, are you saying like what I'm showing you, is that a bug? Because yes. If that's what you're asking... It was like at 20... Then at 25:03, I'm confused by what you mean by that. But yeah, it's definitely a bug, what we just saw there. Also, the game after that, I threw. It's such a good thing. I have nothing to shoot for in this meta right now, in this game right now, in terms of climbing elo, because if I were trying to hit legend, I would genuinely be so upset right now. At number 1, game number 1 was taken from me. Game number 2, I threw because I'm bad. But it's okay. I lost CMP? What are you talking about? Okay, I'm going to do something very risky here. So they're at 5. It worked. So we should have caught a weather ball here. Robbie, welcome on in. Someone explain that to me. Genuinely, someone explain that to me. Genuinely, someone explain that to me. Why? Why would that make sense? Well, it worked. And then the insta pivot too. Huh? And I'm not allowed out, so this is going to be a farm down. I do get there, though. He throws right away. Gary, all on you, buddy. I'm super confused by this game right now. Okay, I'm just going to come out of this with 100 energy, I guess. If they come in the tails, we'll just CMP. I should have thrown at this. I'm genuinely very confused by this game. Okay, we'll CMP. If they shield, we'll shield. Try to go for a farm down. Fun. Okay. I'm very confused by how that game went. I don't know why they would ever energy ball instead of weather ball a sand slash. That is genuinely so confusing to me. Can someone explain that to me? I just lost our Carbink? Well, sure. I did. Yeah, I'm a Gyarados. That's a Carbink. Was that Caleb? I need to know why Caleb decided to energy ball there. I'm so confused by that. Explain what? Caleb Payne apparently was so 5-head that he threw an energy ball at my sand slash, and then I caught it on a water type. Which is insane. If that was thought through, that is the most 5-head play I've ever seen in my life. And I don't understand how that was possibly made. Genuinely. Because there's a very likely possibility that I could have just stayed in there. And if I stay in, there's a very likely possibility I would no-shield a Weather Ball. Just a weird play, but, like, that freaking worked, so. Sick. I also just threw in bad timing. Just don't worry about it. Okay. Surely we beat this out and this is good. Tauros has not necessarily been fantastic so far. But, you know, it's here. It's doing whatever it's doing. Okay. So we'll go for a farm down here. All right. I get this move off first. That's something. Aqua? Yes. They full send, dude. That sucks. That's a good way to lose. I kind of had to call a bait, though, in my mind. Okay, I'll go for a CMP here. There's no point of not going for the CMP, because if I throw in 7, I'm not even doubled up anyways. I mean, I have to shield, but this gets ugly. Well, that's the wrong thing to throw. I thought they would combo with the Mantine. They did not. I guess I should have thrown the Twister anyways. I don't think there was any winning this game, though, because let's say I throw a Twister. What's that do for me? It's not like, even if I knock this thing out, I have a chance at winning this game. That's just too much of an RPS for me to come back from, in my opinion. But yeah, it's the Aqua version of Tauros. So it's going to be on Double Kick, it's going to be on Aqua Jet, and then it's going to be on Trailblaze. Pizza Burger, welcome on in. But yeah, that was not a winnable game. That felt like the most RPS game I could have ever seen in my life. I hope that's not what this meta is. I hope that's not what I missed out on yesterday. Genuinely. I really do. Okay. Run. I don't have a Sharpedo built, Shark. Why am I just getting RPS, though? Okay, I don't believe this is real. Dog. Is this real? Someone tell me. Okay. Cool. Fun. Proud of this trainer. Okay. Sure. 3. I'm not gonna lie, I'm checking that. I usually don't. But like, dog. Okay, yeah. Okay. We're going to point and laugh at this guy for a sec. I want everybody to take a second here. Genuinely. You all have known. Anybody who's watched this before, who's watched any part of my stream before, you know I always say, do not ever call someone a sniper unless you know for a fact. Can we all take a second and point and laugh at this idiot? Genuinely. I want to have everyone take a second and point and laugh at this idiot, because he is a very known sniper. He has sniped me on multiple occasions at this point. He has sniped every single streamer around this hour. He sniped Kevin Solidaris just a little bit ago. He sniped Firestar. He sniped Dune. He sniped me in the past. He sniped AJ. Jack, Arturo. Genuinely point and laugh at this guy, because he is so bad at this game and so miserable that he only gets off on sniping people. And he thinks that that makes him cool. So just genuinely, I think there is the idea of ignoring it. It's a good thing. Again, don't care about Elo. Don't have to. But very genuinely, this is the attention he wants. Fine. Why aren't I running Quackaball? Everybody else ran Quackaball. And when I ran Quackaball last season, no one cared. But the moment Henry does, everybody cares. It's amazing. That's your ult? Sure, Katie. Sure. Okay, everybody yell at Katie. I'm kidding. Don't do that. Yeah. This is just a sniper. It's just a sniper that has sniped me on multiple occasions. Either that, or he just so happens to always fully RPS with different teams every time he plays a streamer, every day, like 5 times a day. And somehow he plays over such a long period of time that he's able to play every single streamer throughout the day. Shark. This is a known sniper, I promise you. I have always said over and over, this is not the culture I want, is to start calling people snipers that aren't snipers. I've said that over and over on the stream before. When people, sometimes even in the chat, will say, hey, that person looks like a sniper, I will reiterate. Oh, there he is. Now, interestingly enough, I don't know if he's actually affiliated with LNDS. I'm assuming he's just like not, because he just thinks that gets him more attention. By the way, if you're a mod, don't ban him. I really don't give a shit. I don't think he's really part of LNDS. I think he's just someone who wants attention. But, yeah. I don't know. It's just like, some people have nothing. No, dude, I'm not even joking. Unban him. I'm not even joking. I don't need him banned. I don't need him banned. I don't know if Dune can hear me. I'll just message him in his chat. There we go. Yeah, I'm okay with him publicly being an idiot, to be honest. Because in my opinion, personally, if that's what you get off on, and it's sad, it's a sad thing to get off on, it's a sad way to just carry yourself, I'm not going to get in your way. You have to figure out for yourself that you're just being an idiot. And, you know, not many people are going to think you're pretty, like, anything worth a shit for that. Let him go figure out later in life at some point that he's just kind of useless. And I'm not talking about as a human being, because at the end of the day, he's still human. People make mistakes. People at times in their lives, you know, everybody makes mistakes. At some point in everyone's life, you will act like an idiot and realize later on, holy crap, that's embarrassing. And if he wants to publicly embarrass himself, let him. Shark. We can talk about this later if you want, but I've said over and over, like, trust me, I am the last person to call someone a sniper. It's the verified thing. And I didn't even call him a sniper the first time he sniped me. That's how much I made sure of this. Oh, you're answering. Okay, my bad, my bad, my bad. That's the second person to do that. Duh. Okay, Tauros, you have been sacrificed to the gods. Why is everyone throwing the wrong move at my sand slap? All right. Well, I guess we are where we are. I guess we are where we are. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, here's what I will say from a mod. We're not going to ban him. We're not going to ban him, but time his ass out. Because I don't need him talking in here. Can you talk shit? You can talk shit, Pizza. No, AJ, I don't want him banned. I just want him timed out. Ooh. I need to be able to clear debuffs. I don't know who wins the zeros here. Okay, no catch is fantastic. Just time him out, like, indefinitely. A bug buzz might actually kill me, which is sad. Well, I fell for it. I fell for it. I actually went over and still fell for it. Because my thought was if he would catch, he was counting, but I guess he wasn't counting. He just caught. That's sad. But also, that's really tricky. They're a one-turn user. I'm not. Also, I feel like I thought I got that move off. Not that it matters. That's just tricky. That's just kind of 50-50 in, like, multiple different moments. Not going to put too much into that. You weren't saying snipe. Everyone is sniping everyone. No. That's the only time I've been sniped, for sure. Oh, is that you? You almost threw a... Dude! You're like... Brian... For some reason, everyone is five-heading me today. Every single person is playing so smart except for that fucking Jack Arturo dude. Everyone else actually is beating me with skill. You and Caleb have both done the most five-head shit on me. It's insane. Both of you. Both of you are being so five-head. It's crazy. Oh, yes, working, yes. You're both throwing the move I don't want you to throw, and then I'm catching the wrong move. Okay, so now I know, Brian, and from you and Caleb, to not do what I'm doing. Dog. Is this a real Pokemon? I don't know. Okay, so the last time this was... Okay, I think I'm being sniped. I'm not gonna lie. I think we just have losers around. Wow. Incredible. Nothing matters, but here we are. I think we just have a bunch of losers around. For sure. Absolutely. Look at these absolute weenies. Weenie Hut Jr., by the way. Absolute Weenie Hut Jr. Weenie Hut Jr. Point and laugh at these absolute clowns. Clowns. Look at these clowns, dude. Clowns, dude. I probably should just be going for, well, this might be winnable. Is this guy this bad that he might have found a lose con? Let's find out. Oh, he just has 2 moves. He tried to lose. Honestly, he played so shitty, he tried to lose. Yeah. I had to get to 2 moves. He still has shield. Dog. Oh, that's the same guy who sniped it. He sniped Kevin too. These are both either the same people or they're doing this together. Or they're just 2 idiots. Dude. Can we just, like, publicly congratulate these 2 for being absolute losers? I'm happy, honestly. Let me be the target instead of someone like AJ. AJ, by the way, is someone legend pushing right now. Someone who absolutely deserves to not be sniped right now while she's actually reaching for something. Daniel, skål. Skål, mate. I, on the other hand, don't give a shit about losing. But, you know what we can do out of this? Point and laugh at absolute losers. Oh, AJ, trust. That is so true. That is so beyond true. Staying in with A slash into Talon in the end game was the lose con. Yeah, you're right. My thought was maybe I could farm down after that, but you're so right, Shark. If I just pivoted, I do think there was a win con there because I needed a move to knock out, not fast moves. And I found that out late. But you're right. He gave me he gave me an ability to win a game in which he RPS'd me so hard it should not be possible. No, it's not Jack Ripper. It's not Jack Ripper. If you're in ads, apologies, but get out of ads. Yeah, guys, not Jack Ripper. Jack Ripper's a good person. This team sucks, by the way, but I would have more win cons if I wasn't getting sniped. And if people weren't 5-heading me. Like, honestly, 2 of these losses have been because people just outplayed me in ways that, like, are incomprehensible to me. And then the other loss was due to my own mistake. And then the other 2 were just getting sniped. Like, this is not a good representation of the team, I don't think. 7. 8. Tell AJ GG's. Shark says GG's from a game a few days ago. Okay, AJ? Oh, working. I recognize the name. Don't worry. And also, they ran the same team. I should have probably considered this, but the first time Tauros actually has a use. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. I should get the full farm down here. The catch, not even a big deal because I get the full farm down. That hurts, but okay. I have extra moves. What are you coming in with? Pokey Pete with the raid! Pokey Pete, welcome on in. Everybody, welcome on in. Y'all are just in time to get here after. Oh, what? He transferred. He gets me to throw an Aqua Jet. Fantastic. Although that was actually a really smart transfer by them. That was a really smart transfer. Is that Joy? Joy, welcome on in with the subscription. I appreciate it. Y'all have come just in time to see a Gyarados in a gifted Wheel Cup game. Okay, everybody showing up. Aerial is the sauce. I mean, it did just do massive damage to me. I will say, y'all have missed me get sniped twice by the same team run by 2 different snipers because they think they're cool. They think they're really cool. Pete, if you don't mind, I will love to get you a Wheel Cup game in just a little bit. Also, should I just be Twistering? Because I think Twister does more rock damage. The answer is yes. And now they lose. But they would have lost anyways, but this is just a better way. Because now I have a Twister, or whatever move I want, and they have like 1 HP. You're down, let's go. Do you want a wheel? Hey guys, we won! We won a freaking game! We did it! We beat the odds! We dodged all the snipers! We won a game! It's possible, let's go! Whee! Won a game. All it took was to just, you know, get through the idiots. But yeah, I think we got like 2 games in this set. And then we'll get Pokepete in for a Wheel Cup game. And working, if you get AJ in here, fantastic. If AJ is not around for a Wheel Cup game, we'll either find someone... Oh. ¿Por qué? Okay, well that was, I guess I wall this. Four? Okay, but now they have 1,000,000 energy, and that's bad too, because even though I wall that thing with Gyarados, it's a Gyarados. Although, I think I got into this matchup quickly enough that I should outpace. I'm a liar and a fraud. Did I just shield the Surf for no reason? I guess so. I also should have Aqua Jetted. I should have Aqua Jetted because then I would have had the Trailblaze after. I'm doing this so backwards. But maybe they don't know. Maybe they're not counting. You heard free Wheel Cup. I sadly have to let myself go down here. They'll have 1,000,000 energy, and that just has to be fine with me. They got a free move. Okay, so that's the second time I think that someone's gotten a free fast move. Because I don't think it threw my move on time. Which is cool. I shield this. Because then I just make the dude in the back do too much. I just make him throw at me here. He's already at 100 energy with Pod. There's really no reason for him to overfarm. And then he'll only have 60 energy. And then I should win with Gary. Yeah, there's no reason for him to not throw here. I don't know why he's going at he's now at 150-ish energy. He has like 150 energy. Okay, now he's at 60. Or, yeah. He wanted me to get out, I guess. But yeah, you don't have a win con trainer. We're still here. Take Kelsey, would you want it? Okay, they have left. Incredible. Let's go. Okay. Fantastic. We just had to get through the snipers. And on the other side of sniping, there's ability to win games. Woohoo! Grasshole beats everything. Grasshole beat me twice. It's the best thing in the world. Ludicolo on Razor Leaf. I heard it's good. Okay, we get out here. That was the quickest swap I've ever seen in my life. Good for them. This team is so weak to Gary so far. Okay. I resist this technically, but Arachninid's stupid. Ow. Okay, no defense ball, I guess, if that's good. Maybe I should have tried to save this at some point. I'm going to get to 1 away from a move. Get out. Whoa. They're staying in. I mean, even if they're on water pulls, I live this. Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Very peculiar. Because you probably still shield this. You're bubble beaming me just to shield. They would have gone for a CMP. I probably should have gone for it because I might win that CMP actually. But just in case I don't. And because they stayed in, I can just pivot out and make them throw energy at me. Or not, or just lose their Sand Slash and give them minimal farm. And save my Sand Slash. That sounds good. One more game till we'll cut. Shark maybe. Oh, I guess I get 2 of these through. Oh, I should wait my clock. I don't want to, like, have them pivot, then I need to... Yeah. Although they're basically dead with their Arachnid. Uh-oh. That's the wrong move, trainer. Trainer? You're dead. Okay, the team's working! The team works when you don't get sniped! It's incredible! Let's go! Oh, also we're on, like, set number 3 after this. Positive set with Tauros. By the way, I think this is the first ever time I've publicly called people snipers. That is just because I am that careful about doing so. I think it's a terrible thing when I see other streamers at times, like, in my opinion, sometimes jump the gun a little bit. Not necessarily because I like, think there's anything wrong with the streamer, but just in case you're ever wrong about that, I never want to castigate someone who might not actually be a sniper. I don't ever want to, like, dude, my hair is like, something's poofing up, and that is bothering me. There we go. I don't ever want to get that wrong, and then I'm just ruining the reputation of someone who might actually just be a good person who's just playing a video game. But these are 2 people that are sniping. So it's okay. Wheel Cup, yes. What is Evolution Cup? So Evolution Cup, YouTube side question, is basically whenever you have a Pokemon that can evolve twice. So from, let's take an example. Charizard. Charizard can go from Charmander all the way to Charmeleon and then to Charizard. Evolution Cup is saying only the middle Pokemon are allowed. It has to be something that has already evolved, but can also evolve again. So as long as it fits that criteria, it's allowed. So that will be stuff like Vigoroth in the past, but maybe more now, Shelgon. You can look at quite a lot of things, actually. I think it'll be a really fun meta. Sliggoo? If Kelsey isn't here, then you'll give it to Shark. Okay. Shark, you've been given a Wheel Cup game, man. You've been given a Wheel Cup game. But first, we got Pokey Pete. First, we got Pokey Pete. Probably sniping from different accounts. Makes sense. Either that, they're two different people that know each other, sniping together. There's a few different ways they could be doing this. Regardless, what a waste of your time. Alright, let's spin a freaking wheel. It still works! New computer, the wheel works. Let's go. Okay, this is for Pete, 763. And also working, do you mind pinning your rule just in case I, like, go crazy and don't see it? Alright, Pete. Yuck. Uh-oh. My Pokemon are, like, subpar. Okay. Thank you, working. I put it into YouTube too? Wait, what? Oh, he did. That's pretty sick. Alright, I sort of have a team here. Oh, now I actually have a team. Genuinely, I'm ready to go. It is time for some Wheel Cup. Usual. I go for a catch on a Buzzle. Magical Leaf, I think. Chikorita! Okay. We get a shield from a Scald. I think I can take a move from Chikorita. Chikorita's a bum, right? Surely? Okay, that's an energy ball. Oh! I was right! Okay. I go in this. Dodrio? I trust in you. Ow. I get this thing out. Hopefully it only gets to one move. That's my hope. And then I go for a farm down. Okay. So now we have two moves. He has one shield. Okay, I went for the move right away. I don't even know if I win CMP, but just in case I went for it. And even if this doesn't knock out, I feel like this is just a lot of work. Yeah. That would just be a lot of work to do against Dodrio. Pete, GG's, man. I think that was a little bit of just team comp there, but GG's nonetheless. Primeape must be one of the best Pokemon in this cup. I'm sure Primeape's going to be really good, yes. Primeape in Evolution Cup is going to be pretty sick. Probably. But you also have things like Togetic. You will have counters. It will not just be an openly free Primeape. You might see Dusclops come back, for example. That's a good one. Alright. Shark, I will be inviting you right now. And let's spin a wheel. Shark. I will potentially allow a respin if you don't have this. No, Shark. I will allow run respin just because I know your account. And I know you might not have anything up here. Especially with the fact that we have a rule that even further shrinks the ability for you to have Pokemon available for you. Only your hundo. Let's do a reroll. Because now I know your Pokemon too. Deblade? Deblade. True. Okay, this is more shark friendly. 965. I'll put it on the YouTube side for you. 965. Deblade does sound kind of cool. Okay. So the rules are water types and dark types only. Bug, electric, grass, fighting, and fairy moves are the types banned. Oh, moves and typings are banned. I see. I see. No bug, no electric, grass, fighting, fairy. Water and dark types only. That's a lot of constraints, but we will make this work. Water, dark. Okay, so this is, I think, allowed. Yes, this is allowed. This is allowed. And this is allowed. Okay, Shark. Shark, I am so ready. I am so ready. Let's go for some Wheel Cup. Carvana? Oh my gosh! I think no matter what, I pivot here. Oh my gosh, he's being shrunk! He's dying! I'll shield the poison thing, why not? Snarl? Crowdunt. Uh-oh. He's almost dead. Let's see what he throws at me. I'm just going to let this go. I don't want to do too much with this wireless. I'll feel bad. Oh, Vice Grip. Interesting. That means he might almost be at another. He does get to another because of new system, but I want to see if I can win with this thing in the back. So we're going to let this go and give a shield over to our last Pokemon here. Unless he comes in with this. Because then I can actually go ahead and do this, and I guarantee... Oh! Oh, let's go! Let's go! What was that on? Wait. Wait, was I the one that had too high of moves? Uh-oh. Wait, Shark, I might have cheated. Oh, Shark, Wait, what? No, Shark was allowed to, use higher stuff. The CP was actually 965. I didn't cheat. Shark decided to use Pokemon that were lower than it could have been. Hey, Shark. At least a Sharpedo won in that game. Shark was just underpowered, yeah, but by choice. You thought only water and dark were allowed? They were. I only used water and dark. I used a Murkrow, I used a Zweilous, those are both dark, and then I used the Shark. Dual type Pokemon. So he did say what bands were there. So the bands were Bug, Electric, Grass, Fighting, Fairy. At the types. So technically, I followed the rules. All right, let's get back to actually playing a little bit of Tauros in a cup, I suppose. No, it's okay. The rules of Wheel Cup, when we get into a ruled Wheel Cup game, like, sometimes that takes time. That's maybe the first time you've had, like, a somewhat complex rule. So, you thought you can only pick out of 4 Pokemon. Well, darn. Yeah, it's okay. At the very least, again, we gotta see a shark beat a little shark. Because they were water and dark. I see. So you thought you had to beat both of them at the same time. Oh no. Oh no. Do I do here? Well, the game didn't let me out, so that's a start. I mean, Sacred Sword me. That's fine. Doesn't learn anything that's going to one-shot me. What? Okay, 5? I get to a move before their first move. This is a choice, and it's a good draw out. Good bait out. Okay. Interesting. Wow. The 1 HP survive. Okay. We'll see. I should have undercharged in retrospect. Dog. I think I'm fine. He's probably going to have the Sacred Sword bait just to get 2 moves off. Yeah. Holy crap! Why am I seeing everything I'm seeing today? He lets it go. Uh-huh. Pyroar. Pyroar. What does Pyroar do? Flame Charge? What's Flame Charge? At least 50 energy. This is actually kind of awkward, but I think I'm fine. Flame Charge. Okay. So you ever do 4 and then they just, like, catch? Or, I mean, sneak? Dog, the new system kind of sucks. If they're at 2 moves, they just win. Oh, no. Okay, we're fine. We're fine, but also, I still hate the new system and 1-turn moves. Flame Charge, Solar Beam, Crunch. I don't think it has Brutal Swing, because that would actually be kind of sick. I could see Crunch. Weird, though. Solar Beam? You think Solar Beam? Interesting. Alright. We won against Pyroar. I don't know if that's something to be proud of at all, but we beat the Pyroar. So there we go. Yay. Person I faced a couple battles ago said he faced a Solar Beam Pyroar. Oh, so Shark, do you know them? Because if so, that's insane. So they're trying to what? Like draw out water types and then Solar Beam them with a Pyroar? Wouldn't that just work better with like a Torkoal? Okay, we get out of this. They should be at 3. And this is the one reason I actually kind of like this dude. Okay. Should be 1 pass here. I can actually pressure Jellicent a bit. I'm assuming I win CMP. And if he fell for the cap tie, this is even better. Because now I let myself go down. I believe he did 2 on the Sand Slash here. I want to wait out my clock just for a second to make him think. Because if I go in right away, he might think I'm trying to, like, get a farm down. And I am. Oh, this is a lot of farm. Yeah. I do need to remember that he is 1 away from a move with Jelly. Please don't throw an Ice Punch. Don't! Why is everyone doing this at the beginning? Holy ass! Okay. Dog. That was the worst scenario ever. Not only did I not farm them down, they farmed me down and then come out with a move. So I guess I should have actually thrown at the Jelly. Just making the best bad play against me ever. And it is so fun actually to see in a way. There's just no way to win this game. Why is everyone doing it? I guess I need Aerial Ace. I guess I need Aerial Ace. Because I would be winning more games with Aerial Ace, but I don't feel like PMing things. Dude. But also, every one of these games would be winnable if not for my opponent going for the 5-head play and me going for the catch every time. Like, not only that, but imagine I go into something neutral where the better, like, there's probably some things in which I could catch, like a Jellicent, for example, where I could see myself having a Jelly in the back. That's actually, when I built this team, originally it was Jellicent. If I had caught on a Jellicent, that would have destroyed his chances of winning. But he's making a 50-50 call that was the right thing to do. And it just was. Oh boy. There's a brown one? A brown what? Dude, I am just getting whooped by these 50-50, like, miraculous plays. And good on people, man. Good on people. All right. Oh, I lose to this. They're staying in. That's at most a brutal swing. Huh? They just let me do that. They just allowed me to do all that. Weird. Make sure I have a 20 ahead. Dude. Really? I get a shield? Okay, I'm not catching. I am not catching. I am not catching. I am not catching. I'm refusing to catch. I am scarred. I'm a scarred boy. Scarred little boy I am. I should have caught. Dude. Okay. Oh, this was the wrong play to make. They're going to get a move off. I guess I just shield here. I could have just thrown at this. What am I doing? I'm so in my head about these plays that now I'm just playing poorly. All right. We have the hope that this wasn't the worst play in the world. Okay. Incredible. They have left the game. Pete, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, did you play this meta? Okay. So they're at 8. They do throw right away. I could have caught that, I suppose. You did play weather? Fair. How did you enjoy it? If you did enjoy it. Okay. They're 1 away from a move still, but I guess I'm throwing here. Interesting. Okay. Okay. This is kind of awkward. This is kind of an Akko Taco. I'm going to pivot and not see a lantern. Energy ball me. Thank goodness. I'm in trouble. Does this one-shot Tauros? It's on fine. It's on the wrong moveset for me, dude. Six, 5. Okay. Okay. We'll see. It should be 5 away here. And now, they just guarantee me the win. Because now I can boost myself up. I can boost myself up. And Tauros! You absolute animal! Oh, let's go. Downward spiral after a good 3 sets. At least you got more good sets than bad sets. That's a way to look at it. I started 05 today, but I will say I also got sniped twice. You know, balances out, and also we're still learning this meta. I have not played this meta until today. I am learning it in real time right now. Tauros is him, by the way. Auburn, friend of the channel, by the way. Let's go. Okay, now I don't like you, Auburn. Okay. I think I let in a sneak, but that's, we don't talk about that. People running fire in a water meta is a choice. Yeah, I guess when it's stuff with coverage, though, it makes sense. Okay, I want to play for Switch here a little bit. They do Thunderbolt. Yeah. I am boosted. We'll see how this goes. If they come in the Sammy, the question is, do I want to bait or not? Because I don't know if I get to another move if I do. But we'll see. We'll see what he comes in with. I am boosted. I don't know if he comes in Sammy. He does. Okay, I do bait because I think I get to another move. Although, maybe I should also have just, like, considered that boosting my attack would make him also want to throw at me. He throws right away, basically. Okay, that's fine. Love Sammy as a pick, but luckily Tauros is also sick. Okay, he does get there. We will shield. And hope he's not baiting me. But he probably will. He full sense. Really? Huh. Okay. I actually don't think I win this game. I kind of wanted to catch there, and then I just didn't. Yeah, I misplayed. I just misplayed. I misplayed pretty bad there. Fury Cutters are going... Okay, so if he gets in here... We'll see. Hold. Do I remember where he was? Oh, he had a lot of health. Something like that. That's too much. Uh-oh. Okay! We're fine! We're so fine! Yikes, dude! I played that endgame a little bit like an ass, but hey. Tauros, flip and switch. Huh. 4-1 with Tauros. Not bad. Not bad. I will take a 4-1 with Tauros. Any day of the week. Bye, bro. Bye, bro. On the YouTube side. Back Ghost Nerd. Yeah. Dude. We're back to about where we started. Considering the snipes. Let's go. Auburn, by the way, very, very, very good battler. So, played the endgame pretty well there. Made a catch, made it awkward on me. But luckily for me, he had a normal Sand Slash, so I had enough HP to just go ahead and get 2 moves off there anyways. I tried to undercharge, and I just didn't remember his Samurai health well enough. I thought he had more health than he actually had. And it's kind of hard to undercharge correctly against something that's squishy when you don't remember the health. Okay. Looty. Okay. Visually looked a little bit weird there, but I think we're all good. Okay. I did a little pause there just to make him think I was going for a catch. It didn't work. Of course. But we catch this time. Okay, we draw this out. Necessary. So necessary. So necessary. This is a scary Pokemon for me, obviously. Okay, they're at 5. And I don't have a lot of health left on my Sand Slash, which is also pretty scary. This gets so awkward, dude. I know he's going to shield this. I want a combo. I have to. But the problem is I think I get farmed down even by Spark. Whoa. Or he lets it go. Ooh. Get there. I thought I got that off. Oh no. Okay, well I'd lose. 10? Dude, I was hoping he'd overfarm. I was hoping he would overfarm, but that's just a loss. I was hoping he would think I'd go for a catch. Because if I go for a catch, I win. Okay, he did go for a catch, but like, at a time it didn't matter. He went for a catch just to flex that it didn't matter that he went for a catch. The useless catch he went for. But the one that could have, like, been decisive, he did not go for. Well played, though. GG's, whoever that was. Tauros, go! Scare him! Now, this is going to be an interesting game. Dude, I saw animations show that he only did... Okay, well, I guess I'm shielding this now. I'm never trusting animations ever again. Literally ever again. I would just tap there. I thought he was one less because of animations. But animations with 3-turn moves sometimes suck. What? Okay, well now he cap ties. He's allowing me back in this game. Or she. Or they or them. Whoever this is. I needed this. I needed that to happen. Oh. It still gets weird. Okay, they're giving me the farm. Really? I think they might have taken 2 double kicks. Does this just knock out? I should have caught. I should have caught. I'm so bad. I thought it knocked out. Genuinely, I did. Okay, the one time I don't catch. Shoot, dude. Oh, we're fine. Okay, GG's. Unless he gets to a move. No. I tried to throw this game. I tried. I'm just so scarred in this meta. Every time I go for the catch, it doesn't work. And then when I don't go for the catch, it doesn't work the other way. Feels interesting. Did I even put the right team in? I'm just making sure. Oh. Okay. In another game. Great dilly. Good lead. Wow. That's... The game just made me pause and not throw my move. So, they just got turns. I think I did one and then didn't do anything. And then they got 2 embers. Interesting. Okay, I went for a cat tie that I don't think I got. Dude, this game is like now going to shit. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is plan B, which is go ahead and catch a weather ball. Because I know that's a guaranteed weather ball. Yeah. I'll be 2 away here. This is going to be so risky of me because they have energy that they could throw at me, and that is incredibly risky. I'm aware. But I will also have energy. So we'll see what they want to do about it. Yeah. Still weird. I still think I lose. Okay. Do I know their energy? The answer is no. They did rebank, but I don't know how much they rebanked by. The problem is I'm also going to be in range later where I die to, like... I had to hope that they were not at a move yet. Because the thing is, even a drill run would knock me out later. It was a lot more awkward than I wanted it to be. I guess what I should have done is pivot straight to slash. Huh. Interesting. Very tricky the moment I gave up a shield there, which maybe I shouldn't have done, but honestly, I don't know how I take out that Sea King without that Trailblaze and something from something else. That's a lot of Pokemon to take out. Just tricky. And to be fair to myself just a little bit, until they fix one-turn moves on the new system, throwing on good timing is just not the same as the old system. Where the old system, I never struggled with good timing with one-turn moves. And now I do. Because I thought I did one and then throw. I didn't even do 2 Dragon Breaths. I just did one and then sat there. When was Tauros last available? Good question. So, I think if you go to certain regionals, I know the US regionals, for example, gives you a Fire Tauros, which is not this Tauros. For every regional you go to, there's some other, maybe it's like Latan that might give you water. I'm not sure which one, but it's been available a couple times in raids, and you have to trade for it, and it's very tricky to trade for. Okay, 9. It's been a while, I think. Oh, they don't throw right away. Sad. They throw in bad timing because they're carving. Oh, yeah, they were remotable then. And they full send because... Oh, why am I not throwing right away? I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask questions. I'm just here. Ludicolo. Yikes. Like, they have the full send here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put up a shield. Weirdly enough. Yeah, I have 2 moves here. This should knock out. If they shield, I have another. But also, Gyarados is not really working with this team just because it's not really smart to be in a spot where I'm giving a Pokemon often 0 shields, which is what Gyarados keeps doing. It keeps having 0 shields. Bink, yeah. It's a good thing I know my timing. This Bink still has to throw at me, too, if they shield. Okay. Oh, Tauros. You fraud. I'm doing this. Don't ask. Ow. Wait, they might just get the perfect farm. I think they do. Yikes. I'm in trouble. Okay, they're going to give me a sneak at least, because they're throwing on bad timing over and over. So as long as I can, like, somehow live this well enough. I don't think I do. I'm a shadow. Ow. Oh, I do. I win. We're fine, Daniel. We're fine. We're so fine. Katie, were you happy about the Bink? Or were you sad about the Bink? I can't tell. All of your teams are ABA weak to Samurott, and you saw Samurott lead 3 times last set. Is it time to change it up? So, I will say working. The only reason I don't have Jealous It in the back is because I was thinking Samurott, I don't want to be ABA weak too dark. Like Samurott. Because I'm using Shadow Claw, so if there's a dark type lead and Jelly's in the back. So what I would say is maybe make up like one pivot. Just in this meta, there's a lot of things that are similar to each other, so it might be worth it, to be honest. I think we're seeing enough of them. She was saying what the other Mon is. You're not locked in. All good. I'm even thinking myself, honestly, I'm going to try something. As much as I don't even think I've ever used this Pokemon before, it just works better with the team, I feel like, to run Mantine. It just makes more sense. You can't lie, UL has been fun. Dude, Katie, UL is fun. I'm not even going to lie. I think UL's a little underrated. The only thing that sucks about UL is that it's quicker to get into queue times, and that's mostly it. It's longer games, so you kind of have to be ready for it. Katie, go live. You know what? If Katie goes live as I'm finishing, I will raid into Katie. How is that? Thoughts? Opinions? You're in your 49th layer of Elo hell. Who cares? Who cares about Elo? Elo? Shmelo. She doesn't like people? Yeah, that's what Katie's known for. Not liking people. He's mean. Alright. Get out. Seven. You have work in 7 hours? And I have milk in the fridge. What's that even mean? They really surf. I don't know why they're surfing. This is the second one to surf. It really doesn't change anything. Oh, it changed everything. I see now. I'm not counting. That's the problem. Well, I lose now. I have lied to myself, bro. Yikes. What? They had a move. They did have a move. They did have a move. Okay, they should be at 4. Really? Huh. Change the schedule. Fair enough. Fair enough, Katie. Huh? Okay. Do we have a win con now? After that catch, maybe. I could have considered a shield here, but I don't think it's worth it. I think the play here is to do this. Oh my gosh, what an undercharge! Oh! Oh! That was hot! We whittled our way out of hell. Let's go. I lost that mid matchup so bad. I had to do whatever all of that was just to have a chance in that game. I genuinely played most of that game so terribly, but then I played the second half of that game so not terribly. Let's go, JP. And we somehow got a positive set out of that. Okay, ever since the snipers, we have been fully positive every set. And we got one more set for the stream. Okay. Final set. Where's XLB? Missing out on goated Tauros content? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Daniel. Okay, now. Fire BB Fire, what's up? Welcome on in. First time chatting, by the way. Welcome on in, dude. What is up with you? We're running Tauros in the Go Battle League right now. That is what's up. What time zone am I in? This Thursday. No. So I'm in Arizona. So I am still an hour and a half away from Thursday. So yeah. Nowhere near Thursday yet. I'm pretty behind everyone else. No, Daniel, no. 16 sets, because I actually had a set banked. But no, we're not doing 16, 15. We're doing this set, and then we're done. Level 50 Drillbur. We sure can if I had one. But no. Perfect 16, dude. Okay, I think the play here is the throw, and then get out. Then get out skis. I think they thought I might go for a catch. Whoa. How did I get a sneak through? Oh, dude, I need to think. Because they're a 2-turn user, that makes sense. Even though I got the 1-turn swap, it makes sense. We take whatever this is. This is going to be an awkward game, though. We're not ending just yet, don't you worry. Oh, this is terrible. What does Mantine do? Oh, I made no shield, dog. I'm cooked. I'm not falling for a CMP, dude. Huh. This is very interesting. I can't shield here. I lose this game, by the way. How has Tauros been? Tauros has actually been pretty good. Dog. So Taj, we got sniped very early on twice, and if y'all have been around here, I am like the last person to ever call people snipers. They were guaranteed snipers. They're people that were known for sniping. They're people that have sniped other people and have sniped me in the past. So that was fun. Okay, if we reached that move, we had a chance, but we didn't. And they're being smart by not going for charge moves there. But ever since getting sniped multiple times, we have had positive sets every set. I don't really know what we're supposed to do in that game, because that game is just kind of an RPS. Like, ABA steal, first of all. I don't know how they get away with that. I heard other people were using Blaziken. I don't know what they do to Blaziken. They didn't. They're triple weak to fighting. They're triple weak to fighting. A Blaziken, and they literally have no play. That was a team that literally cannot face off against Blaziken or Poliwrath. It would literally just, you have to top left. Empoleon, Sandslash, and Abomasnow. Crazy. You joined Firestar and then ended. Is Firestar done? Interesting. Oh yeah, you're right. Now we're still going for a little bit. We're still going for a little bit. Feel free to chat and hear, talk, shoot the shit. Because we're still going for a little bit more Tauros time. How do you know you're being sniped? So this is a good question, Zippius. I have famously been one to actually talk to a lot of people. I'll even say not only on camera, but this has been a big topic of conversation for me, being someone that's maybe a little bit newer to streaming, newer to the community. Is one of the things I don't love is when people call unknown for fact snipers. Like, if you don't know for a fact and you think you're being sniped, calling them snipers kind of sucks. Because what if you're wrong? Genuinely. What's my best Go Fest raid catch? I got a Hundo Mewtwo with the background. So that's what I got as my best one. But yeah, I genuinely don't like, even if you're just suspicious, I still go to the benefit of the doubt. Not that I think they're not, whether or not they're sniping, it's just not worth it. Because at the end of the day, all you're doing is potentially, you might call someone out. But there's also the chance that you are calling someone a sniper who is not sniping, and you're ruining the reputation of someone over a video game. And that's really lame, especially considering if they are not sniping, then all you're actually doing is making someone who maybe would want to be more involved in the community, maybe want to play the game more. You're putting on literal live stream in front of a lot of people that, hey, this person's a cheater, and you might be just wrong. So that's kind of messed up to do. He didn't have a lantern in the back, at least. Okay, so the team earlier did. So how I know it's a sniper is because they are the same names playing in order against every single streamer every single day. And they've done it to me, and I didn't call them a sniper before because I made sure with verification that they're doing this on command daily. Also, JP, if you're getting out of here with the bye-bye, have a good one. I don't know if you are, but how do I know? Exactly. So this is what I'm getting to, Zippius. So this is a single, when you're looking at the exact same name, play every single streamer over a period of hours. In every single streamer, they're running a different team that is unrealistic Pokemon of all different teams with unrealistic Pokemon. For example, against Kevin Solidaris earlier, Kevin was leading, he was leading Samurai, Hisuian Samurai, Dark type, by the way. Good night, Gaiatika. Good night, JP. And he let a Rakman into that. Hardest counter you can have literally in the game. There's nothing you can do there. He safe swaps Sandslash met by Talonflame. We never saw the back because Kevin just left. But we then saw him get sniped by someone with basically the exact same team. It was the other name of who I am talking about here. Basically the same thing, and then it ended up being a lantern against whatever he had in the back that lost the lantern. It was an impossible game to win. Impossible. But also, what I'm mentioning here is okay, That's one example. He played me. Whee! Firestar, welcome on in. Whee! Firestar can tell you too, because this guy's attempted to snipe Firestar. But Firestar here actually beat him anyways. So then he plays me, and I'm running this team. Is he leading Arachnid with Talonflame in the back? No. He's leading Talonflame, and this time, I swapped Tauros. You know what he has? Razor Leaf, Ludicolo, and then Spark Lantern for the Gyarados. And then the very next person who sniped Kevin had the exact same team. The exact same team, back to back. Now, okay, that's just a couple of occasions. What if they're just like madmen that are running crazy teams that just so happen to completely RPF? They've been doing this for days. I am not one to call someone a sniper until I know. I actually have never, I don't think ever, called someone a sniper. Other than like one time very early on when I was streaming like 5 months ago. And I only said I think he's sniping one time in my life. This is the first time I've ever said this is a sniper. Also, they were literally also Zippius. They came into chat and started trolling. So they came into chat and started trolling. This is someone that is known as a sniper by multiple people. There's another name that goes on top of that. You barely understand snipes in the 2900s, but like in the 27s, dude, Firestar, dude, I straight up am not wanting to get Qs. I could care less about the loss. I could care less. Pizza, love you too, man. Yeah, it's a pretty good way to know. So yeah, it's a pattern of they are playing unrealistic mons in every single game over a period of days against 4 to 5 different streamers a day, which means that they're playing over a course of like 4 to 5 hours, which is already in itself kind of sus that you just so happen to like have your games line up over like 4 to 5 hours. Auburn, welcome on in, dude. You played that so well, though. I remember you made such a nasty catch at the end of the game, but luckily, if I remember the game correctly, you were on regular Sand Slash, and that's why I was able to get to 2 moves. You played that well. Yeah, dude. We're trying out the bowl. GG's earlier, man. GG's. We're trying out the bowl. We're having fun, and sometimes it does good things like that. You were confusioned? Yeah, it's been doing that to a few people. You don't even have that Pokemon, no clue what... Oh, just in case you need to know next time, this is the moveset. Double Kick, it's actually kind of sick in this meta. Double Kick, Aqua Jet, and then Trailblaze. So Aqua Jet, I believe, is 4-3. I'm not sure if it's 4-3 threes, like, but I think it's 4 threes. And then Trailblaze is straight 4s. It's kind of a cool Pokemon in this meta. Because if you swap in a Jellicent behind energy, it's still like something that could put up a fight. There's also just a lot of situations where I've been able to swap it into something like we just saw a few games in a row, even where like whenever I'm seeing Hisui and Samurott leads, I think that's what you had. Was it? I think I could just swap that thing in, and people don't really know what to do. Yeah, that's right. You did stay in. Oh, I think you stayed in and threw a sword at me, if I'm remembering. But you still almost won the game. Like, considering all of that, the rest of the game you outplayed me. So I got you by, like, confusing you. Your Sand Slash base every fire... Dude, same. But also that's because I've been sniped twice, Firestar. Verifiably, by the way. Verifiably. Yo, is that the one I... Classy? My man. Yes, it is. Welcome on in, class. That is the one that I traded you. You traded me. I didn't give you a good one. You gave me a good one. So thanks, man. But yeah. So that's basically it, Zippius. It's someone that has been doing this for days. There are 2 people doing it back to back with very similar concepts of teams for days against like every streamer. And then they come in and start trolling. Oh, if you're in ads, Maya, welcome on in. I hope you didn't just come in and go straight to ads, because that's kind of gross. I feel bad. I wish it didn't do that, by the way. I think if you are just coming in for the first time, you should not be allowed to be in ads for like 15 minutes. What are the IVs? Cookie Munter, welcome back in, by the way. It is good to see you, man. For both of you. And for Auburn to know the sick IVs that he played against. These are the IVs. Now, considering you have to trade for this mon, pretty good. Pretty good. Classy hooked me up. The first time I've ever met Classy, by the way. He hooked me up with this. Yeah. You only played 2 sets of Weather Cup, but Blaziken Double Grass appears to be a thing. Yeah. I have heard of Blaziken. I've not seen it myself, but I'm kind of scared of it. I actually have 2 Tauros. Wait. Let me show off something. If I could click. Because we need to get back from ads anyways before we start playing. I traded with this, with a member of my Battle Frontier, I guess, team. And we traded and got the exact same Tauros. When I say the exact same, we have the exact same IVs. The exact same IVs. This is a game of water and grass moves. Yeah, that one has Iron Head, which would not be good in this meta. Unless I want to hit an Abomasnow. Oh, I can hit Abomasnow. That'd be funny. Wait, is that tech? Is Trailblaze Iron? Okay, you're just pacing poorly, but that's kind of tech. Because you can hit Cradilly and Abomasnow. And you don't... If Aqua Jet was not just better pacing, there's an actual reason to potentially run Iron Head. You've been lurking like streams. Hey, you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. But yeah, this is a lot of water and grass. And the biggest grass might just be K9. Because K9 is still like one of the best grass in the meta. We lost to a K9. Yeah, K9 is still really stupid. Even in this meta. It is still a very big part of the meta, in my opinion. Just because it still acts as a grass type and just annihilates Sand Slash. Okay? 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 Okay, well... That's a golem. Dog, do I have to double shield Rock Blasts? No. I'm only shielding once, trainer. Which is arguably stupid. Okay, I lose. I should have paused. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. I'm in so much trouble. Okay. What's the win con? Who's he winding? I have an idea. It's not a good idea. My idea is to take a move, believe it or not, and then hope that Tauros is cracked. Tauros, be cracked. Yeah, really smart play by them. To run RPS, I suppose. Really smart RPS. Wait. I lose. Because all they're going to need is a Swift here. Wait, hold? Okay, let that go. I think I still lose. Like, not having synergy there is what might do it. We'll see. Yeah. Because, like, the problem is I can't transfer. I have to just knock out with fast moves there. If I transfer a Volt Switch, I die and lose all of my energy. They had to, like... I had to get a shield down somehow. Damn. If I could have just somehow saved my move, or at least thrown it at the Poliwrath. Really good play by them, honestly. Just really good play by them. If you wanted to entice casual players to play PvP, what changes would I make to the game? Dude, that is a loaded question. That's like a discussion time question. But I will say, Zippius, I have a million ideas for that. And also, I even have an idea of having a lot of people. This was an idea I put in the Discord. For those who are not in the Discord, by the way, get in the Discord. Because this is something we actually started discussing in the Discord, is having people show up on stream to talk about this. Firestar? Wait, Firestar, is this for this exact discussion? Zippiest question. Sounds good. I lose. Get out. I'm a water. Okay, they got out. Doesn't mean any of this is good. They know Tauros counts. How dare they? Okay, they'll be at 2. Okay. I'll be 1 away from an Aqua Jet. And at this point, I think I've done enough with Tauros. We get a shield. Okay. That looks like a nice little farm for the slash, so we'll take it. Huh? Okay, I messed up bad. I have ruined my ability to honestly probably win this game. That was such a bad play by me. I was so confused that I just started playing like, yeah. That was so winnable. That was so winnable. That was so winnable. All I had to do was throw my energy. All I had to do was throw my energy. I just kind of like blanked by the fact that they weatherballed me. Like they made a bad play and then it worked because it stunned me. It stunned me with confusion. Because the play they made was so bad that it worked. That is like the most incorrect play they could have made. But yeah, we're going to have a sit-down conversation after the set. We only have I think 2 more games. Let's not try to end on playing that poorly. Let's try to recover from whatever that was. Staying in. Auburn, they don't know what to do. Okay. And they're throwing energy right away, which is sick. Thunderbolt me. Oh. I kind of wish I got that move off, but that's fine. I'll just take the farm. Do they combo here? They don't. Whoops. I shouldn't have done that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We'll throw on CMP here. I'll let 1 go. Okay, it does not 2-shot me. Good to know. So they'll be at 2. This is going to be a weird finish, I'm not going to lie. Oh, they called the combo. They called the combo. They called the combo. Okay. Okay, good bait. Good bait. But I think I put them in range where I can Shadow Claw down them later. They're quitting? Why would they quit? I don't think that was over. I think they thought, hey, I made the wrong play and now I'm sad. What are we listening to? I don't know what song it was, man. It's over. It's over. You're listening to me. It's that house. Yeah. Lantern probably doesn't need a piece better than that though. Single move Sacred Sword. I guess. Thank God. Was it that bad? Was whatever the song was that bad? They were legend on Thursday sets, maybe didn't care. Oh, yeah, dude. I'm sure a lot of people at this point don't. But, like, I don't know. Play games out. It's fun. Okay, last game, and then we got the discussion time of the day from Zippiest. And then Redeemed by Firestar, which will be a fun topic of conversation because I do have a lot to talk about. I'm going to probably be a little bit vague in some of how I talk about it because some of that is going to be talked about more in the future. Oh, it wasn't AI, by the way. That was not an AI song. The Vikings, so I think it was, the reason that was added, Cookie Muncher, that is actually more of an homage. What word am I trying to say? Like, it's more of like a, if you've been here since the beginning of me streaming, it's kind of a bit of the culture here, is whenever I drink water from a redemption, I say skål. Homage. I feel like it's the right word, but I just feel like I'm saying it weird. But yeah, it's for people that have been around and know the skål that I do. It's like a Scandinavian way of saying cheers. So that song is just it. Throw right away. Incredible. Yeah, I just need training. Don't worry. Oh my gosh, they're smart. I'm cooked. Wait. Okay, it is an energy ball. I'm bad. Dude, I don't know my energy ball. Why is that an energy ball? Oh, 45! I'm stupid! Okay, last game of the day, and I completely forgot energy ball's not 50. Which it should be, by the way. I would have baited this out, too. Dude, I would have had so much play. This is not winnable, by the way, so we're getting out. Homage? Honedge? Yeah. Easy live, though. IVs matter. True. That's why we have the HP weighted Taurus. I played that last set like a walnut, dude. Well, we got 3 positive sets with the dude. We'll bank a set so that we can have 11 sets tomorrow, as if I'm ever going to play 11 sets. Only did 99. Hey, it did less than 99. Consider they got an Astonish through. I think they got 2 Astonishes even. So, more like 90, like low 90s. Okay, but yeah, this song is basically, it's not supposed to be a good song. It's just a song that is fun for people that have been here since the beginning. Because we have Swedish people, we have, just people from a lot of different parts of Scandinavia. Ost is a good example. Danish Ost. Sweden, Thomas. We have Theron, who's in here, world's competitor from Sweden. And that is just culturally why we do that. Run your team, it's super fun. What's your team? Although I will say, I have fun teams in my, like, look at this. Whee! We didn't win. We didn't win Firestar. We won nothing. All right, this is the other team I was thinking of running. It was a Sea King with Megahorn. That's fun. What do you do? What do you lead if you want to run Hisui and Samurott water backline? So triple water? Something that beats Arachnid. So like Tentacruel maybe? Because like, you beat the slappers in the front. Tentacruel resists the opposing same dudes. Oh. Wait, if you're lead in... How do you handle Lantern if you're triple water and you don't just go Gastro? Like, I don't know. In Bull. You could have the Bull. It has play. It's more of a bait out, though. I like it more as a bait out. Okay, let's actually talk. Zippius had a question. He wanted to discuss something, and we got it redeemed by Firestar, so let's get to it. Let's actually lock in for a second. So, basically the question is, and this is a great question. This is like a... Can you play a bet with you on September update? What do you mean, Maya? I might not know what you mean by that. Oh, wait, I'm locking in. I'm locking in. So, where's the question? Question. Where's the question? There we go. I'm pinning it. Okay. Pinned question. There we go. So, Chinchou the Leak Frillish. True. So, if we want to entice casual players to play PvP, what changes would I make to the game? By the way, may I just say that question is the most tailored to what I care about kind of question that you could probably ask. Because, quite literally, I will say this. I'm not saying this is an ego thing. This is like a free compliment to myself of the day that I usually don't ever give myself. If I cared to become a tournament player that just focused on winning tournaments, not saying I would be like the best, but I think I'm someone that if I really put my mind to it, is more than capable of doing well at tournaments. And if I wanted to go to a bunch of them, would eventually do pretty well at some. And maybe I could be a Worlds player, all that crap. Changes that would make mass appeal would be off-putting to hardcore players. Not necessarily, in my opinion. Not necessarily, 6 Arcanine. It depends, it's very dependent on how you do it, yes. But I don't think that is also the case. This is like a thing where this topic can go in so many different directions. For those of you who don't know, and I'm just going to lead with this, I had a thing in the Discord, which, by the way, if you're not in the Discord, honestly, you should be in the Discord for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's a Discord where there's a lot of discussion. There's also games going on, VCs. It's just a good Discord. But second of all, even what we're talking about right now, what we're going to be talking about is an ongoing discussion in there that you can contribute to, you can read, and see what's going on a little bit. But one of the things I actually really want to do is have on this channel, this is something that I'm going to be doing in the near future, is have different streamers on for segments of discussion about this game. Also, not only streamers, but just other people of voices of which their opinions actually have weight. Or they just are people that know the game, have good opinions, have interesting things to say. I want to get people of diverse backgrounds, diverse mindsets, diverse opinions, and talk about different issues when it comes to this game. And this starts with a lot of what we're talking about right now. Immediately we get pushback about appealing to casual players in chat. Yeah. I will say, one of the things that is, I think, helpful when it comes to my, I guess, mindset on this topic is I started this game in 2023. That's when I started touching this game. I didn't have a Pokemon, background, so I consider myself someone who is one of the non-Pokemon kind of people to just pop in and enjoy it and learn the game quickly and become self-taught and interested in this game. Exclusive GBL only, costume legendary encounter. I mean, rank 20. But Raiders would. Fair. So, here's where I go with this. And this is going to be, I will say, a bigger conversation as I have actual people in like a panel with me for segments that I'll be doing in stream. So basically picture it like this. We might have like a 30, 45 minute segment every once in a while, not every day, but maybe like every week or two, where I can get different people that we want to hear about and hear from. Specific backgrounds for each season, that's not bad. Although I will say I am not the biggest background fan myself, I do know that appeals to people. Now, better rewards for PvP, that's a good start. Free in-game tutorials. Yes. Okay. Working. The fact that there is no way to learn this game other than to go to things like PvPoke and to talk to people that already know the game is such a shame that there is no way to actually intuitively learn this game within the game itself. That's a big shame. It sucks. But where I'm actually going to start is maybe where you guys are not thinking a little bit. And this is something we will talk about again as I get panels for this, as we actually have discussion segments. Not a biggest fan, but legit people would at least try until rank 19 or trade. Yes. But here's the thing, Firestar. The question is like a little bit like, is that a way to get people into the game, or is that a way to like into PvP, or is that a way to get people to play PvP? And where I land on this being more important, you can focus on getting people to play PvP with rewards and stuff like that, which I do agree with. There should be better rewards. I've actually given ideas to people who may be able to have some amount of influence, I don't know, about a lot of my ideas. I have plenty of them, trust me. I have so many freaking ideas about this game that I think would be fantastic. For just small examples, like that you guys are kind of touching on, imagine if the legendaries that are like the ones that were already available under Great League level were stuff that you can actually earn by playing this game. Imagine if the rewards actually meant something to you. Imagine if like you playing with a certain Pokemon, for example, that you were buddied with could earn you candy for that Pokemon. Kind of like how you get more experience in a main series games by using that Pokemon in your first slot. Imagine if we just had rewards that meant anything. Imagine if... Now, here's where I'm going to get a little off rails. Imagine if we didn't have sets. Because why do we have this thing called sets where we have 5 games per set and like no other game does something like this? I think it's kind of stupid. I'm not saying we shouldn't be limited. I know Firestar actually is someone who agrees with this. I actually am someone that thinks the ranked sets as of stands right now should be limited, because if you make them unlimited, it gets a little bit too out of hand. It does. And it makes it a little bit too degen. It makes it in a way where like games don't really matter as much. But I will say the idea of having 5 game sets really doesn't make sense to me. It also makes people very confused when they see their elo go up or down, dependent on like if you go -5 for a 3-2, as opposed to just see your elo one at a time, and then you actually understand why you're going up and down. Been here, rank 10, legend. Biggest noise at this point is burnout. Too many specific metas. Yeah, the metas suck. The metas do suck. Okay. So I want to lay out a couple of ideas that I will go into more in the future, but I'm going to say a little bit for like just a little bit right now. Number one is I think personally that every single, like the way that we do seasons is wrong, and the way that we do sets is wrong. The 5 sets thing I think is stupid. In the way that we have like 3-month seasons, it's too long. And I'm not even saying we should change up the meta all the time. It's just like the way I think of this. Think of it like this. What if we took the idea of seasons away? What if every single month we had a new start of the month and we shoot to the end of the month? And now, what's the point of this? The way that I could think about this is to kind of say every single month you're shooting for like an allotment of rewards that you can get by playing that 1 month. And the further you go in rank, you actually, let's say, collect things that would permanently matter, like maybe badges that you could show off, maybe dependent on how you do in like that specific month. You have like something to show off every single time you do it, as opposed to like Legend over a course of a whole season. Think of it like this. When you're playing Legend over a course of a season, you get it done, and then you do what? Do you go for boards? Do you stay going for boards in queue times? Do you hit boards and then go back and like tank? I don't know. Like it kind of feels awkward, but almost like GBL, similar to the monthly passes. Yeah, but except for not paid, not a way to give more money to them. But yeah, like similar to an actual monthly thing where you're shooting every month. The start of the month, it's like we're all getting ready for that. We're all getting ready for this new month. That is another thing to shoot for by the end of that month. And it makes it actually more impressive for people that get to the end, because like if you hit like legend early on, you just kind of have to like sit there the entire season if you actually want to get something out of that, or tank and then get back to it. Seasons are more so part of fitting the greater pogo sphere, so there's more of a connection to the rest of the game. That's fair. Yeah, I just feel like at the end of the day, though, it makes it boring once people already like have hit their goals early, or it's just too much time. So the way I would do stuff is to have an actual thing that you shoot for, like at the start of every month, because that for me is still a long enough period of time to where it matters, but it's like a race. It feels like something that matters every single time you do it, and as opposed to this thing where it just drags on and drags on and drags on. How it entices. Well, the reason that is one specific, this is just one thing I'm talking about, is that because I could go on like so many different tangents about this, I promise you. But so okay, the next tangent I go on will be more directing towards the new player aspect. But the reason I think that this helps is because our game feels like a practice mode right now. It feels like you're doing a skeleton of a game, as opposed to actually playing a game like as if you're playing a shooter, you know, like a shooter game, or most actual ranked games where like every single time you're playing the game, it feels like you're really having momentum towards something, and the game doesn't feel like you're just doing the same exact practice mode over and over. Now, that kind of gets into other things where you can talk about maybe they should have other game modes. That's maybe a bigger conversation, is what other game modes could be. I have ideas for that I'm not probably going to fully discuss on here, but like this, the obvious example is Show 6. Like, if you play Call of Duty, I haven't played that since I was a kid, but if you do, there's like normal, just like normal Call of Duty, but then you can play like Search and Destroy. You can play like all these different game modes that are set up, you know? And trust me, I think the encounters would be a big thing. I do agree with that. First of all, here's what I think. Okay, I'll give you guys an actual example of something I've given to someone else that if I were to like lend advice for what they should do with encounters, if you're an ads, just sorry, but you're an ads. I think that all encounters should be toggleable. So think about it like this. I think if you're a PvE player, you should be able to toggle it to be a to be a floor of 10 or above. And if you're a PvP player, you can toggle it to be a 0. How's that for the start? Have the will or drive to learn the new meta? No, so I'm not saying Auburn. I'm not saying a new meta every single month. I don't know if you're in ads, though, so I don't know if you can hear me. But I'm not saying a new meta every single month. I'm just saying, like, the start of a new concept of climbing every month. I'll wait till we're out of ads, because I don't want to be missing people. You're dude. Not everyone is, sadly. But that's okay. You don't all have to. I'm not making anyone. Depends on... Yeah, sure. It should depend on the encounters to some degree. Like, for example, maybe legendaries, you still have to trade to get good IVs. Firestar, that was another point I was going to make. I think we should have level 15 stuff. So, in my opinion, I'm agreeing with what Firestar is saying there. I think level 15 legendaries, or level 15 Pokemon in general, should be the way that they go with this, in order to actually make this actually feel like you're shooting for something that you actually get use out of, as opposed to these random encounters that all mean nothing to you. Like, you play this game and you get nothing every single time. I don't care about any encounter I've gotten in weeks. When's the last time my encounters have been something I cared about? You're not subbed, but they don't exist for some reason. I don't know, man. Moveset shakeups are necessary, sure, but at the same time, learning a ton of new matchups and having new every 3 months is exhausting. This is fair. This is fair. And this is where, like, also specifically the fact that you have to learn that, not even through the game, but like by knowing PvPoke and watching videos, not intuitive, not good for new players, not good for casual players. Not a good way to do it. Dune, scold, dude. Let's go, dude. 14, 14, 14 Azel. Woo! See? Skull. We do that here. Make some bottle cap fragments. Eventually form into a bottle cap. Ooh. Okay, I will say that's more just like stuff we would like to have. I don't know if that's how you get new people into the game, but bottle cap type things, or like bronze bottle caps that would let you do one at a time to one stat, sure. But let's not talk about that right now. So what I was going with before we were in ads is the idea that I think there should be a toggle for if you play PvP. If you want it for the PvE rewards, you can have floors of 10 at all times. If you want to have PvP mons, you can set your floor to 0. That just fixes it for everyone. Toggles. You literally can choose how you want to have your rewards if you're a PvPer or a PvEer. Next month on how to member, dude. Auburn true. So that's one thing. The next thing I was going to mention is what Firestar actually just mentioned, which is allowing you to have level 15 Pokemon as opposed to level 20, which actually makes your legendary hits mean something. Because now you get a legendary level 15, you have the ability to trade that for like good IV Great League legendaries. That's sick. I would love that. And if I was actually like getting into this game, that would be something to shoot for. One more Mienfoo from GBL. Dude, they could also just like, know what we actually want from GBL. Just putting random bullshit that nobody would ever be excited to get as your reward is stupid. I also think, now, they should incentivize you actually caring about what you're doing throughout the season a little bit more. So, have you guys ever noticed, for example, you get 0 XP by playing PvP? It is literally, like, what do you do with this Pokemon without literally playing PvP with the Pokemon you get? And you get 0 XP from it? 0? Okay, so here's what I think. As you climb an elo, you should have multipliers on your rewards. You should have a base starting line, and as you get more and more, multiply it. Not by a lot, but let's say you hit Ace. Now you're at 1.1. You hit Vet, 1.25. Expert, 1.33. Legend, 1.5. Thoughts? Why is that ever bad? It forces you to actually try and not just tank and consistently want to do well and keep yourself doing well. You love level 15 legendaries personally, but you don't know about new players. You've seen casual players power up their level 3 Rayquaza. No, but here's the thing, working. The reason that that's okay is because they can still do that. So what I'm saying is it gives you optionality. If it's level 15, you can still power it up, but you don't have to. And it gives the PvPers, the people who want it lower, a lot more fun. And the same thing with the toggle of the IVs. If you want to go for PvP IVs, you can. If you want to go for more PvE IEs, you can. They do exist, just not... Yeah, they kind of do, but it's like, they don't the moment what you're talking about. They exactly. As soon as you get past Ace, like, they basically make it so that until you're Ace, you feel like you're playing for nothing. What I'm talking about also could be like, maybe, as, let's say you hit Ace, you start getting that little multiplier. Let's say you hit Veteran, Expert, Legend. Maybe there's other rewards that become unlocked. So maybe you can have like an extra type of reward that you couldn't get before, that now you can actually have added to the pool of things that you can get. Or, it can go on and on with that. Now, multipliers do, yeah. Think they should have factions or something? I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, like, the whole idea that a lot of the stuff that is done creatively in this game is all done outside of the realm of actually what this game is. For example, Battle Frontier, Show 6. Their literal Show 6 system is not even in this game. Battle Frontier, not in this game. Done by people outside of the game. That's ridiculous to me. Those should be game modes. Those should be things that you can do in the game. Imagine having a season-long weekly challenge type event where you invite each other PvPers to tasks to complete. Dude, that's a good one, Fire. That's a sick one. Stuff that actually brings people together, makes you want to shoot for things consistently, and then rewards you in a way that is better, but also like appeases different crowds, right? Because we want to have people that are more PvP focused or PvE focused, more wanting big IVs, smaller IVs, to be able to have something to shoot for. For a game that is all about community, the PvP feels very individual. It is. It literally just is. It's kind of sad. You have to kind of make it feel unindividual, like artificially. You go through this shit every single time with your girlfriend every season. She's not super into learning and only plays Master League and hits Legend on her own 15 seasons ago. And now anything less than that is failure to her, despite it being, yeah, dude, that's a tough critic for herself, because this game has gotten so much harder. And especially if you're limiting yourself that much. There's already a queue time problem with the game. Wouldn't adding more game modes? Okay. So it depends on how you add them. So like, if you give people a certain amount of tokens to kind of spend on what they're allowed, like you still allow people to only play a certain amount, and then you just maybe get rid of, like, I don't know. It has to be built up. I will say that, Six Arcanine. It has to be built up. They have to just start doing things well so they have a bigger player base and have people want to play the game more before they can do all these ideas. You bring up a good point in that. But, you know, if this game was well done and had people that were more casual type players want to play anyways, we wouldn't have a queue time problem. So they do have to do a better job with the game. Like, they're literally a Pokemon game, and they have an idea, like, we have a problem in a Pokemon game where we can't get people to play it. Early race is fun, but losing to anyone is not fun. Yeah, I agree. It is and I think also, like, the fact that we only have one game mode kind of incentivizes people to care a lot when they do lose. As opposed to have, like, maybe team concept game modes where it's not all on you, where maybe things don't matter as much. It all feels terrible when you do lose, and if we had different types of things to do, that might not be the case as much. The same way I think that is existent in, like, FPS games. Don't like adding too many game modes. Yeah, there's obviously a balance there. I would say it needs to be minimal. You don't want it to be overwhelming, but you want them to be more than one. And the one that we have, in my opinion, is basically, if you were to design what this game could be, it is so much more than what it is right now. This game, to me, is a shell of what this game should be. It's a shell of it. It feels like if you were to have an entire game of baseball and all you did is take your baseball bat and practice your swinging over and over. You're just hitting off a tee. And you're doing that again and again and again. And that's it. There's a whole ass game that we're missing outside of that. And that is why we have to do things like Battle Frontier, Show 6, to express what the game actually should be. You see what I'm saying with that? Check the community ambassador meetup for Go Battle Day. The reward is a rocket radar. Wow. Incredible. Local raid group is consistently growing, but PvP, yeah, exactly. It's really hard to get new players in this game. I'll even mention a couple of other things. It looks like a tap-tap game. Yeah, I will say, the fact that this game looks simple, it's not. I'm not trying to minimize it in that type of way, because this game, to me, is like almost fast-paced chess. It has so many layers of depth, and you have to do every single thing at half-turn intervals, or half-second intervals. One-turn intervals every half-second. It's such a good game, dude. It's so good. The actual depth behind this game is so sick. But we don't express it well. Like, the actual game itself does not express itself well. Which is why I will say also, just to, like, not put too much into this, but I will say there's a lot that I am doing behind the scenes right now that Are we doing Wheel Cup tonight? Maybe we'll do a couple. But good example, Wheel Cup to me is such a small example of something that's like easy, small, creative. But I will say, in comparison to Wheel Cup, the stuff that I am going to be attempting to work on behind the scenes and eventually bring to streaming, hopefully, is something that expresses the game a lot better than what it does already in a way that I can stream. And I'm doing my best behind the scenes to eventually make this game more entertaining, more fun, seem more sick. And hopefully do so in a very creative way. A lot of people are just getting into the game, see this game as RPS or tap-tap. Yes, they see matches as unwinnable. Fair, true, especially when it's not, yeah. Having an analysis tool in the game, dude, that would be insane. Would help train players. Okay, so that's where we can get into another area of this conversation, which is they have no tutorials in this game that actually are useful. You don't learn about this game in the game. You don't learn about what moves do. You don't learn about move timing. You don't even learn about what like turn duration those moves are, how much damage they do per energy. Like, none of that. Every single thing that you learn on PvPoke should be in the game. There should be tutorials in this game. There should be ways. I'll even say this. This is, I've heard other people mention this, but I've always thought of this. Now, who here plays Minecraft? I know Firestar does. Who here plays Minecraft? I'm not talking about a 3-hour tutorial. Who here plays Minecraft? Okay. So, if you have ever played Minecraft, there is a creative mode in Minecraft. What creative mode is it's an ability for you to test things out in the game with unlimited access as if you're almost like a god in comparison to the actual game. You can just basically cheat your way into doing whatever you want. It's like a free-for-all. You just have access to everything. It's like absolute control. You have every block, the ability to place every single mob in the game freely. But you can't just make a creative mode and then call that your survival mode. You can't just say that's like actually you doing well in the game. It's two different things. Imagine in this game if we had a creative mode. So what that would basically be is a sandbox mode. Now imagine me and Firestar right now. We could go into our sandbox mode together and play around with different Pokemon that we don't even have with any IVs we want. And just test things. And we have different tools that help us test things and learn. Like, maybe it tells you if you got good move timing or not, or how many turns you let in. It tells you you have one move that was snuck or two moves that was snuck. It tells you if you throw an alignment or not. It tells you, like, it gives you feedback in real time, and you can add tools or subtract tools that you don't want to use. Imagine if we had that mode that we could invite this friend or that friend, and you can use whatever you want and completely edit the IVs however you want them, but as soon as you're done with that, it does not translate to you actually being able to carry that over to GBL. No, Firestar, dude, we're not having a conversation about what they're actually going to do. I know. But the question was more, what would I want in this game? Not what I think they're actually either going to do or capable of doing at the moment. Sadly. But yeah. Obviously, I will say I do not expect any of this. Unfortunately. Yes. I mean, it's not only that they have a money-first mindset, which, by the way, I've also compared this on this channel so many different times. I have over and over compared this to Minecraft because Minecraft is a great example of a company where you buy the whole product. You buy Java version of Minecraft for 25 bucks, and then you have it forever. And they give you free updates for year after year after year after year. You don't even have to give them a dime more than that. But at the end of the day, they have the biggest player base of any game in the world. And they make a ton of money because they do things correctly, and then it rewards them later. And through other avenues where they have other ways of making money. This company is short-sighted. They look at money first and hope that this doesn't piss people off, and then it scares everyone away. It makes people pissed off that they play a game that they want to play, but they know they're like unhealthfully playing. We all know we're kind of in some way like unhealthfully playing this game. Even though I love this game. the company is not that good at doing things correctly. They're not. They have a short-sighted mindset that is incorrect. And I compare that all the time with Minecraft. Problem is, yeah. But so like for me, I've always looked at things as you do things correctly because it will be something that rewards you later. They look at things as let's do things in the way that rewards us the most right now and just keep doing that. So like, for example, how I started streaming is I didn't try to grow as much as possible. And I didn't just try to short shit myself through. I didn't just try to like be a streamer that wasn't myself. I did things one step at a time. I did everything basically myself. I've worked my ass off on everything that you see on your screen. Every bit of OBS. Like, if I compare this to my old layout, you would be incensed by how freaking different it is. Every single part of streaming, I didn't know Twitch before I started Twitch. I didn't know Pokemon Go that much before I started, actually, I'm still somewhat kind of new to Pokemon Go, especially the actual community. Like, you do things correctly and hope it rewards you in the future. Now, this company, they just do things for the short-sightedness of what can we get now? And then what can we get now again? And what can we get now over here? And then you have a $10 pass here and a $15 event here and a $2 thing here, and you're just spending all sorts of shit. And then people will either leave the game or not like that they're playing the game and not recommend this game to others. Imagine trying to recommend this game to someone and saying, hey, in order to get into this game, not only do you have to grind your ass off, but if you really want to get into it and you really want to catch up, you also have to like hand over all of your doubloons. Why not just play a game where you don't have to hand over all of your doubloons? And they care about you. And they have transparency, because this company sure as hell doesn't. This company has no transparency. They sometimes just say things that are eventually incorrect. Sorry, I think that is actually a great idea. I really do. The weekly challenge idea, but more for like GBL focused stuff. I agree. Yeah, to me, their entire mindset and how they do the game is just incorrect. So, but yeah, going back just for a moment on the sandbox mode idea, I think giving people an actual space to learn this game freely, even if it's just like you go in there and you don't even get to save whatever you just did because that might be too much data for the game. You go in there, you do sandbox mode with a friend or by yourself against like some bots, against Thomas, Pokemon in Sweden. How you doing, Sweden? Like, just imagine you had the access to that. Imagine we had the access to the information we learned from PvPoke. Imagine we had the access to the information we learned through, like, any of the IB website checks that you guys have. You can't even learn what, like, the attacks stats are and what the ranks mean and all that stuff through the game. You have to learn that through people who just know it already. You have to learn that through websites that teach you that as opposed to just learn it in the freaking game. You're telling me I have to learn about this damn game by not playing the damn game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It teaches you more than the game. This game doesn't almost teach you anything. It teaches you more than the game could ever conceive of teaching you. It's insanely useful. And it shouldn't have to be that way. I'm not saying anything bad about PvP. This is a compliment to PvPoke. Without PvPoke, I don't know how we'd all be here right now. But the fact that we need PvPoke, the fact that we need Battle Frontier, the fact that we need Show 6, like tournaments and practice stuff and drafts and all these creative things, tells me that they should just do that shit in the game. And give everyone access and teach people how to play the game. Because if all that was real, and they did things the right way with transparency, and with a correct mindset on getting people into the game for the right reasons, we would have a growing community that would give them money back in other ways. There are other aspects in this game where they make money. In other aspects where the brand can make money. It grows the brand and shit comes back to you. You play Minecraft for 25 bucks. You think they make that much money off of that 25 bucks? No. But they get a dedicated fan base. A gifted sub from Zippius. I will say, whoever you gifted that sub to, that is a lot of numbers. But Zippius, I appreciate it, man. Rage. 4 types of players in this game: PvPers, hardcore raiders, XP stat grinders, shiny hunters, and casuals who rarely play. Right. Only GBL stats worth the time is like 15 raids to grinders. Total waste to the shiny hunters. Yeah. I mean, I'll even say this, a lot of the like PvE players that I know in real life, the only reason they'd ever play PvP is to literally just tank every single game so they just get free rewards, or because they have to, because our research says they have to. They don't want to. They don't care about it. They don't know anything about PvP. They don't care to know anything about it. You're an ads? Shoot, dude. I literally skipped all of my skips. I can't skip ads anymore. I'm trying. I'm trying to keep us all from it. But I can't do it forever. You like it from earlier ranks? I think it would motivate players. Wait, what do you mean leggies? If you could leggies from earlier ranks motivate people to play? PvP, but you get 5 remote raids per day for completing your set. Firestar, dude. Don't put that out there. They might actually like get people to play PvP if you gave them remote raid passes. Remember when I said you can get better rewards as you rank up? Imagine a world where if you actually rank up, you have the potential to get a remote raid pass by getting a positive set. Or like a 5-0. You get a 5-0, you get like a 1 in 3 chance for a like only at certain elo though. So you can't tank to do it. You have to do it at an actual like point where it matters. Imagine if there was actually an incentive to play this damn fucking game. Sorry. Getting a little bit... Like, I have to love this game to play it. I'm new to this shit. You think I would play this shit if I wasn't just someone that could, like, lock the fuck in and say, I want to learn this game because I want to, not because this game does anything for me? What's this game done for me? Nothing. I just think it's a sick... Like, the actual shit behind this game is good. But it's not the company. They're not doing shit for me. They just were gifted something. Something so simple and easy. They got a Pokemon game with a cool concept. What have they done with it? The majority of people, I've tried to get people into this game. Trust me, I've tried to get so many different people into this game. I'm not joking. And I usually get them into it until it sucks. And then they leave, because then they realize there's something wrong with it. For example, the old system that needed to go so badly, the new system is necessary because of this issue. I've had so many people where I teach them about the game, and then you have to explain DRE to them. What's DRE? It's something where the game decides whether or not you're fucked. For playing the same way. You're going to play the correct way, and sometimes you win. And you play the correct way this time, and sometimes you lose, because the server, it's just decided. I don't know. You lose now, haha. We have tournaments that are literally decided off of Dre for no reason. For no reason. The new system, what you're saying, Zippy, is it's overcomplicated. The new system makes things simple. Also, hi, how you doing, Jack? The new system makes things simple. It makes things actually make sense. I'm not saying it's working perfectly right now, but it's a necessary change. Because you need to be able to explain this game simply to someone. If you get your turn off, or your move off before the turn's over, you get your move off. That literally just makes sense. It needs to make sense. And it needs to be consistent. It's a dying breed? I mean, I haven't been here long enough, Jack. I'm too new to the community to really know how much has died or not. But I will say, in my head, in my freaking head, dude, I know how much this game could be bigger. I know it could be, because the game actually is sick. They just do the bare minimum with it. Bare minimum is like giving them a lot of credit. They run their absolute gold mine of a product into the ground on purpose. So, yeah. There needs to be ways for people to learn this game in a fun way, in a creative way, in a way where they have control over how they learn it, but also have tutorials within the game, and they can learn it with friends, and you can do more with friends. Be more collaborative with friends. Imagine going into creative mode with your friends. That's fun. It makes it not seem like an individual game. You're actually learning with your friends. You're learning about move timing with friends, and you're getting feedback. Then imagine we had better rewards. Imagine we had something to shoot for every month. Imagine that we're not just playing the same shit every month. Imagine all the metas that people hate if they just got rid of them. Why do we need the metas that no one likes? We have these RPS metas that no one likes, nobody's asking for, and then they repeat it every freaking season or two. Because they just can't. Hey, you know how hard it is to come up with something new? It's impossible. Skill back. Oh, yeah, dude, the skill gap is getting really big. I will say, but that is in part because the people who are getting good at this game, they're learning not in the game. They're learning by practicing because they just have the want to do that outside of this game. And if it had access in this game where it was obvious on how you could get better in this game to match the skill of other players, we could just have a bunch of people who know how to play a game well. Like, when you play most other games that are like FPS games, you learn by playing the game, and then you become better, and you start to learn the concepts. This game, if you just play without learning on PvPoke or watching a single video ever, you will just play it and be like, they just got a full incinerate. That sucks. Why does that happen, man? Like, I'm tapping, and then they keep doing this thing, and then I lost. Shoot, man. There's no teaching in this game. You don't know why you lost. You don't know the concepts of anything. Unless you learn outside of it. It would take you forever, dude. You just got a 14-15 1 Shadow Alolan Vulpix. Yeah, I mean, you win CMP. Woo. People who like PvP don't need much incentive. Yeah, I agree. So the things I'm talking about are more to make it feel free, accessible, able to be learned, and it incentivizes you to actually play the game. I don't think we need to tell people who already like this game that it's a cool game. This is specifically for people that don't play it enough. Takes desire. Yeah, it takes a lot of desire, I would say. It's more than just some. Like, because the fact is, in order to get good at this game, it means you have desire so much so that you're willing to put up with this shit. That you're willing to put up with the company. In order to get good at this game, it literally means you're putting up with their bullshit. It does, inherently. Every single one of you that have gotten better at this game, you're putting up with bullshit. And that's not fair. What game should you ever make that makes you have to put up with bullshit to play the freaking game and have fun? It's just a dumb concept. And because I'm newer, I don't accept that very much. Maybe, like, I just haven't been here long enough to, like, feel the heartbreak of how little they give a shit over a period of time. To where I think it's just like, okay, that's just what they do. I don't fuck with that. I think that's absolute ass. I'm cursing a lot, and I'll like, hold that back a tiny bit. But this company sucks in certain ways. Makes it hard to, yeah, and that kind of sucks too. Like, a lot of people I know in this game, they kind of want to leave in a way. They kind of have a foot out the door and a foot in the door because they know it's not healthy, but they also love what they're doing and they put so much into it. And that is the worst scenario to have for a game, because that is how you drag people down. It's not good. Well, Thomas, I think you can do both. Because I do think that the PvP aspect of the game could be very big for growth. I think it could be a very sick thing that attracts so many different people to play this game and gives them different avenues for why people would want to play this game. PvP seasons years didn't have the amount of skill to hit legend. Yeah, I've heard that. Like, in the past, when it's like 60-second clocks and you can just RPS someone and like there's really no wiggling out of that, fair enough. But right now, the game is so sick. We have 45-second clocks. We have neutral play. The meta's not even good right now, and it's still a fun game. The meta sucks right now, and it's still fun. So, to me, there's so many different areas of things I can go into with this. I will say, I'm reiterating this, but, like, it's a real thing. There is legitimately something that I will say, multiple things that I am working on behind the scenes that I hope helps with game expression. And what I mean by that is eventually it'll be stuff that it's taking time because it's very complicated. I'll put it like that. It's very complicated. I'm putting a frick ton of time into it. That I'm attempting to be able to make a version of a game through PvP that will help express the game in a way that is more cool for people who just want to watch casually, or people who want to play, or people who just want to be like, holy crap, this game is sick. I'm doing something where I'm attempting a very, very difficult task. But that's in the background. Yeah. I will say, everything that we're discussing right now, too, is also part of the concept for why I think it will be very cool when we start having actual, like, guests on for talking about this. Imagine there's, like, me and a couple other of your favorite people that you want to listen to talking about one topic at a time for, like, 30 minutes. And then, like, a week later, I can have some other faces talk about that topic, or a different topic. I think that will be a very cool thing. And also a necessary thing that we don't really have enough of in this space. Back then, people played every league. Yeah, I sadly wasn't around for those days. Again, came in very late. Very late to the party here. Which also, like, again, I am the biggest outlier you'll ever have of someone that just came into Pokemon without literally a Pokemon background. I came into Pokemon Go and somehow got into this game. Off-topic conversation with Henry, Dune. Yeah, right? Like, no one specific, but also a lot of the specific people that you would think about. Imagine we can have that conversation with those people and have not so much of a, hey, interview time. It's an open discussion where we can just kind of sit back and talk about things. I'm not talking about a podcast either. Podcast, like, 3-hour thing. I'm just talking about, like, one topic at a time segments that we can just do it in a stream. Just have people on, talk for a little bit, go back to playing the game. I think that would be sick. I will allow this. I don't know why you were... Krusty Krab, welcome on in. Sure. Krusty Krab, skål. But you did just get auto-modded, dude. But yeah. I think we can go on and on about this conversation, because I think this is the type of conversation that, honestly, you cannot do justice in one sit-down. This is literally the reason I want to have people like other streamers or other people in the community that have a lot to say, to have multiple conversations about this over time, with really going in depth about these specific topics, and not shortcutting any of it. Because there's a lot to be talked about, and, you know, it might not do anything, but it doesn't hurt to put a lot of this stuff out there, because we might be able to come up with good ideas, but if it doesn't reach anyone, then what's the point? Not saying they'll do anything with it, but they can't if they don't know about it, and they don't hear. So Candy, Pokemon changed a lot of things. Yeah, that's fair. I knew that was a thing that, like, eventually they just made XLs. All the theme cups are bigger to turn at this point. Yeah, like, as soon as you get the theme cups, like, when I was trying to hit Legend in Retro Cup, I couldn't get a queue for, like, 30 freaking minutes, dude. It's bad. That's bad. That's just straight bad. You're stuck in Veteran, you just lost Volt Switch. Fortress Carbink. Yeah, that team is just everywhere right now. That's more of the meta needs a little bit of a shift. You like my discussion time? Dude, I will say, Zippiest, I appreciate the compliment. I'm bad at taking compliments, so I'm going to somewhat ignore the compliment part of it, but I will say, as much as I appreciate it, I have had discussion time as a part of the stream ever since I started, and I've been waiting for it to become what it is today, where you actually ask very genuine questions. We have sit downs and talk about things that matter, talk about things that are interesting. It's something that I was hoping one day would become what it's starting to become. And now that it's at the point where we're actually able to have really nice conversations, it's my favorite part of the stream in some ways, is just talking about crap. Not to say I'm always the best person to be talking about crap, but I feel like I don't have bad things. I at least bring a perspective. And the perspective I bring, it is something that I think out thoroughly. I don't say anything without, like, in my opinion, I don't say anything just off rip. If I say something, it's something that I've thought through. It's something that I mean. And if I don't know, I will say that. And then we can have a conversation about it. And that's also why I want to include other people in this eventually, is because I'm not the only voice that matters, obviously. Very obviously. But your first Master League time is now your favorite league. Oh, team. Dude, let's go. Master League could be fun. Ultra League is an underrated league. I know Katie was playing that earlier for the first time, and I'm not sure, like, ever, but she was playing it, and I know she was having a lot of fun. It's just sometimes the queues can get bad. But, yeah. Anywho, I think we've been yapping for, like, a good hour about this. Anyone should have... In a way, but also if you only have 3 Master League mons, how fun is it to play with the only 3 Master League mons you have? I don't know. Hopefully we've all been enjoying, but I will say, this does need to wrap up at some point. But it was a lot of fun having this conversation. And I will say, for anybody that ever thinks about redeeming discussion time, especially the better the question is and the more it can bring out, this is the type of conversations that we can have on the stream, and I hope to have a lot more of them. So yeah. We're going to find someone to raid on into in just a bit. But again, everybody, I appreciate all for being here. A lot. This is the type of shit that I love doing, is just, I don't know. Again, I'm doing things behind the scenes that I think are very, very personal projects that I'm working on. It's to try to improve how this game is, improve the content, improve the actual gameplay of it, because they're not doing it themselves. That's the type of stuff that drives me a bit. I think this game is sick. I think the people in this game are sick. We'll figure out if they want how to express this game better, and how to make this game better, and how to get people to want to be here. That's something I'm going to work on. I hope we all do. Let's find someone to raid on into. Who is live in the Pokemon Go category? Why is... Holy crap, go away! Stop talking! Stop talking! I don't know you! Jeez. Okay, Dune is live for some reason. Why is Dune live? He's been live for like 12 hours. How to improve GBL podcast when? Auburn, not necessarily podcast, but that is exactly what these discussions, these segments will be. It's not podcast, but you can... It's not a podcast, but it will be discussions that we have with people that are with the same idea in mind. All right. So Dune is live, and I don't know why, but he is still live, so we'll raid on into Dune. He's keeping the category going. Let's go support the category. And while we're reading on out, once again, if you're not in the Discord, get the frick on in the Discord. Just saying. Because you can have more of these conversations at all times. But everyone, appreciate y'all immensely. Thank y'all for showing up. Thanks for hanging around, especially just to yap. I love to yap. And I'll see you next time.